Hello, my name is Alun. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm running the finale of a two-shot of my own game, Alien Dark, scaffolded by the Alien RPG Destroyer of Worlds. I'm not going to say any more about the game. Go back and look at session one if you want to know where we got to. But I do want to just give a plug to the Open Hearth gaming community through which this game and all my games are organized. If you don't know about the Open Hearth, go look. We are, I will remind everyone, still playing with the safety tools that the lines and veils that we came up with last time. So if I sail close to the wind, please stop me and buy one. So, with that in mind, I think that episode two of our TV movie um, opens with Tam Volk, the Doc, Ray, and our corporate rep, Wynne, back with the rest of the squad, where the LT has found what looks like a set of ruins, really. Someone has blown out the front of a building because we know that there's an aerial bombardment going on by the UPP, and he has got Jane, your assigned synthetic, to pull the APC in under what's left of the first floor of this ruin to give it some cover from the air. Um, and that's where I think we see the four of you trudging back. And the first thing is the LT comes to you, Wynne, and he's clearly, BB Buckingham is really relieved that you've come back because we know he is insecure and inexperienced, and is just he's looking lost, Wynne, I have to tell you. So what do you tell him, Wynne? And then I want to see whether anyone wants to seek relief from the horror. How much do you share with him?
Listen, what was it again? Bucky.
Yeah, BB,
Yeah,
you've been calling him, I
listen,
think.
listen, BB. I can call you BB, can't I?
Yeah,
Like,
of
I
course,
think,
Mr. Wynne. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, you
I've
saw
really
what
valued your advice. This is a really tricky situation. Training
it's
takes
just,
you so far, but Jesus.
listen, it's a sticky wicket we find ourselves in here, my friend. But you know, with good officers like yourself, we can't fail. Now, what we saw in there, that was one of the privates from Fort Nebraska, and they're working with Borgias. He's in the restricted zone. This is valuable intel. This is perhaps the basis for the entire UPP invasion, I would say. Hot material, of course, material that would be extremely valuable to the brass and be a feather in anyone's cap if they were to help secure it. Yes, I think that
Um,
we need to get this sample, this or whatever's left of this organism that we can retrieve, and take it back to
Organism?
North
What would
Nebraska.
you didn't mention organism, you mentioned a marine. What are we talking about here? And then
Well,
I think we'll cut
yeah,
because we the audience know what you're going to talk to him about. I'll come back to you to see what you keep back. But I want to come to where are we on the stress tracks? Um, Let me start with Tam Volk. Tam, you're currently on three stress of six. Is there anything you want to do to relieve that stress? And if so, do any of the options on the manage stress tab appeal?
Taking a look at the managed stress. Yes, I do want to deal with this. I'd like to seek some relief from the horror. Uh, mm, I don't see Tam as someone who frequently self-medicates. So, and the people she might go off to seek contact, probably also. Yeah, maybe the doc. Maybe she'll seek some honest human contact from the doc.
Okay,
Hoping
just set
to,
up that little
yeah.
tete-a-tete in the shadow of the APC while Wynne is briefing the LT.
And if I remember correctly, it was bitterly cold.
Blizzard
Um,
winds, drifting snow.
and we've moved on. Have we taken care of? I'm sorry for a little bit of making sure that I have the right frame. Have we taken care of the club goers?
Your best advice was to stay
Stick in the
indoors.
building?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And we've moved
because they're
on.
going to freeze to death. And you
Okay.
can't take them all. There's 30, 40 people. More than that,
Okay.
maybe.
So, um, she'd walk around the APC and find the dock. Hey, Doc, are you all right?
I think I don't know what we saw there. The docks sort of like visibly shaken. You know, you can tell just sort of by his cadence is just like slower, more thoughtful. Here, man, why don't you sit down? Let me check you out. And so, Doc is taking a look at the armor, checking for, sort of wounds and cuts, things that, Tam might not be aware of. And it happens when people go in shock. How do you feel? Tell me.
I can't believe what I saw. Uh, it was a crazy fucking alien, man. Are you are you okay though, Doc? You kind of freaked out for a minute there, trying to help out that guy who's very, very dead.
you know, Doc, was sort of active looking at his back, at his sides. He pulls back and looks at Tam straight in the eyes. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just worried about you right now.
Now, at that point, we need to see which way this conversation goes. So, Tam, reduce stress by one and roll a d6 on you look for honest human contact.
Okay, let me open up our roller because I had not done so. I will roll it on the gray bonus die. Here we go. It's a 5.
5. 4 plus. There's a blow up. Agree with the GM whether to apply the 4 plus result for behave badly or self medicate.
Hmm.
Can I suggest something?
Sure.
So this might be a moment for Doc to say something about Wynne. You may recall from last episode, he saw Wynne kind of fussing with the. I don't know if that might be a trigger point for Tam. Just sort of throwing that out there as a possible suggestion, but open to anything, of course.
Suggesting Wynn's a bad guy? Because which way? What suggestion would Doc throw?
That way, at least this character or someone of suspicion, some that would, yeah, someone of sort of that we need to watch out for. Maybe someone we can't trust.
I think she'd agree with you.
But he
Okay.
is hot.
It's true. It's true. He was busy working with the LT, so that's why she didn't approach him for some kind of human contact. But yeah, let's go there. We'll say that that can shift me towards the self-medicate. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do the marking danger, right? So the plus
All right.
4 plus result for self-medicate. So what is it that Doc says about Win?
Hmm. Man, when you guys were in that room, I saw I saw Wynn messing around with one of the bodies in a way that just I mean I didn't like. It didn't look cool to me. I don't like that he's talking with the LT right now either. I don't know what's going down with this situation. Take a look at Ray. Ray's pretty fucked up, man. Right now, I don't know. I don't like this.
Yeah, keep an eye on Win. There's a lot of there's a lot of dangerous stuff out there. It'd be a shame if that corpo didn't make it back.
I mean, it could be any of us. Like I don't even know what's fucking going on with. I mean, it could even be you. Are you part of this?
Shove. Fuck you, Doc.
And
Turn around.
that's when a UPP dropship does a slow pass over the building, and we see lights coming down out of the snow, illuminating the area, and that's where the +1 to danger comes from. Maybe they've got a hint that there is something down here worth looking at. Let me come next to Doc. Doc, is there any way you want to either parlay this interaction or seek somebody else before the squad sets off?
If anything, I think I just want to check on Ray. He seems really stressed out. So just essentially making myself available to once again also help. Yeah, treat.
I am curious, Ray. I mean, you are pretty stressed. How does that manifest? How does our audience know that Ray is kind of, wound tight?
Well, he obviously, I think from last time he had some little tells, something like old dog tags, scars, something like that. Maybe he's clearly very injured at this point. So maybe he's probably on some pain meds, might be muttering things.
Yeah.
Some...
So what do you do, Ray, when the doc approaches you? That would frame. I mean, you can stay on 5 stress. I've got now.
I'm thinking to manage stress. That's stress. Probably it would be further self-medicate, probably wordlessly.
So
take some sort of pain medication of some form.
Is this about hitting up Doc for what's in his med kit, and how just give me a sense of that conversation?
I think there's very little said, but at the same time a lot said, if you know what I mean. So it's a wordless interaction, but the way that it's taken is a bit more aggressive than would be normal for Ray.
Doc, what's your response to this kind of, eyeing up the med kit?
I think I've seen this before. I'm going through the same checks, just checking out the armor, making sure there aren't sort of cuts, and maybe Doc is just kind of talking to himself. He just had this interaction with Tam. Man, Ray, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody in this squad we can trust anymore. He goes through the thing that he saw with Wynne. When he's talking to the LT right now, and man, even Tam, I don't know if he's with us or not. I don't know. This is all fucked up. And then I think he has that moment of realization he's doing all the talking. Eyes go to the med kit. Okay, I understand you, Ray. All right, man. Breaks open a stim, and you got it.
That is exactly what I had in mind, but was not quite able to word it.
So, Ray, reduce stress by 1, and roll a d6 that likes you.
Oh, God, I don't think any of them have been liking me very much.
Yeah, because you got up close and personal with that thing.
And everything I did not go well. So I'll just remove the stress. And then d6. I think I've not done bonus very much. 5.
5, okay.
So
on a 4+, mark danger. I think that what we see is that there's a kind of relaxed sigh as the stim hits, and Ray kind of just steps back, and then a light illuminates him from above. So I will mark. Oh, this puts us in the active. So we moved out of passive into active now. That's interesting. Doc, do you want to manage your stress, or are you content to sit on 3?
I think I'm good to sit on 3. Maybe that feels like normal operating for him.
Wynne, you're on 4 stress at the moment. Is there anything that you want to do about that?
Not right now. What I want to do, what Wynne wants to do, is he wants to basically manipulate BB into getting this idea that it's up to him, it's up to the squad to get back to Fort Nebraska, get down into those sealed areas and secure it, because we may be the only mobile group left within the USC, and we haven't heard from the base, and from one officer to another, of course, It would be best if we if we made our way over there and we secured what was in the lower levels. No one else will, and the UPP, as the drop ship, flies overhead, and we best move, BB. And I'm happy to roll a corporate roll to basically.
Well, I'm interested in what advice you're offering. I think corporate is a good one because that is, I think in there is your ability to run part of an organization. So can you turn that an understanding of corporate networks into manipulating poor old BB? So I think that this, unless you've got something else in mind, I think this is rolled to do something else with the benefit of corporate.
Yeah,
That's
and
white
I will
dice,
include
orange dice, stress dice if you want it.
I'll include my stress die because I'm at 4, so I can at least go at one more before I use those uppers and downers that are in my pocket for some seek relief. That is a 4, not on the stress die.
Fine. So on a 4, you succeed with no obvious complication or benefit. So you are going to advise him to do that. That will be the squad's objective, to get into the sub-levels and secure whatever is down there to ensure the UPP doesn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, the broader thing is this impression, this insecure and inexperienced lieutenant to be looking to win, even more so for a lead in these troubled times.
Okay. Yeah, I go with that. Let me see. Yeah, I think that then we see the APC moving through the snow at far from full pace, and then the LT kind of stops the APC, calls Jane to stop her driving, and he can see on the view ahead what he's not sure if it's a naturally occurring roadblock because some masonry has come down or whether this has been blocked off. And he looks back at the squad and looks at you, Doc, and says, Doc, no. Volk, I want you out the APC. Go scout that.
All right. Yes, sir.
So I'm thinking roll to investigate. Tell me how you do it, and then that might determine whether any of your expertise might play into it.
Oh, I now have an expertise available, right? Because of the stress?
Stress went up.
Cannot be used. Okay. Um, that's right. I think she's just gonna go straight ahead, gun up, ready, and moving forward without much fear. She's not super stressed. This is fine.
Okay.
So,
do you think that deadly fitness or authority might play into that?
I feel like I'm courting danger by saying deadly.
Nah, I don't. I mean, if you've got a target, deadly to shoot it.
That's true. I don't yet. So, okay. There we go.
So that is the white dice. But the green one's always sitting there.
Oh, well, it's gotten better. So, I will go ahead and roll the stress. So I'm rolling the white die and the green die?
You are.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, 6 on the stress. That's great.
Stress goes up by 1, but it's the perfect response. So mark info. You don't have to roll for stress because stress has already gone up. But I can tell you that this is an ambush. This is a UPP setup.
Okay.
And I think I'm prepared to give you the extra benefit of knowing that they are mostly dismounted from their APC in the building that this appears to, the roadblock is made up of partly the collapse of that building. Okay?
Okay.
So They are set up to ambush you, but now you have avoided that risk. Uh, report back.
Yes.
Ray,
Come back.
what does the LT order you to do as he dismounts the squad in order to take these ambushes out before risking the APC?
Well, I'm thinking, as I am visibly in the state that I am, it would probably be something along the lines of provide cover but take it easy, something like that.
Okay, so you are to
Head in a swivel.
remain um, unobtrusive, undetected, so that if the rest of the squad have a problem, then you're into cover. Yeah.
Yeah, so some kind of covering position.
Okay.
I don't know if there'd be a vantage point. I doubt it.
Well, there's the snow cover, you've got rubble buildings beginning to, in poor
Yeah,
condition. So I think this is about you avoiding detection long enough to
think you
provide
are
that cover.
correct.
So you're going to roll the white dice. Do you have an expertise that you think will make it more likely you can avoid exposure?
I really do not think so.
No, I have to say, nor do I. So that's the white dice and the green one if you'd like it.
Yeah, I think I don't need the green one. 3. So
3. Oh, wow. So
I'm in trouble.
on a 3, danger goes up by 1.
Yeah.
And wow, okay. You're in trouble. Choose one. They find you. The GM says where we next see you. You come out fighting and confront them. You mark danger and flee for your life. Sorry, I shouldn't have marked danger automatically. So which of those 3 options do you want to do? You are suddenly aware that you're being flanked. There's another small group of UPP that were not in that building.
Come out fighting. So call out targets, open fire. I would
Fine. Let's
imagine.
have
Yeah.
you roll to confront them then. So
Yay.
this time, white dice expertise. Oh, you're not in a position to use your expertise at the moment, are you?
I don't think I am.
No. So this is just a white dice. And
Oh,
would you like to have the stress dice?
well, I kind of have to, don't I? It's pretty stressful. 6 and a 3.
6 and a 3. So that goes really well.
Mhm.
Tell me how you take down these 3 UPP
So
using this very big gun.
roughly how are we positioned?
They're coming up on your left-hand side through some low rubble.
What kind of distance are we talking?
40 paces.
40 paces. And then they're all out of cover exposed at this
Yes.
point? Okay, well, then open fire, I would imagine. So take out whoever seems to be the highest rank in their little fire team.
I think in these weather conditions, they are just shadows.
Blind fire then.
Fine. You take them down because you've got an area effect on that heavy gun. And the rocket-propelled grenade that they were attempting to put into the side of the APC screams at an angle above it, while the rest of the squad mops up the ambush. And then, Doc, you're checking everybody after that little engagement. Maybe making sure that there's something or nothing you can do for the UPP, and there isn't. But you hear somebody say, "Help!" What do you do, Doc?
Yeah, just try to hone in on where that's coming from. I think just regardless of the side, the humanitarian.
It's further back in the building from where the ambushes were located.
I just tap my comm real quick, checking out something within the building. I don't even pause for a response. I just go for it.
And your shoulder lamp on. Yeah. And as you, it's okay. Colonial Marshall. And he's clearly a Colonial Marshal,
Okay.
who I will add to our. Whenever there's a Colonial Marshal, it's it's always going to be this guy. Oh, where's he gone? I've lost him. There he is. Okay. Let's put him up under the rest of the team. Nearly.
I knew it was going to be that. I knew it. I'm Connery every time.
Connery
Great
from
movie.
Outland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
When space fiction was not as popular as it is now. So Marshall Burroughs, who comes up and he says, "My deputy's hurt."
All right. Yeah, race over there and just quickly trying to assess the situation. I mean, I'm still hyped up, over this ambush, so I want to make sure there's a body on the ground. Do I see any weapons? It's just sort of that checklist.
Yeah, Burroughs has a shotgun that's on a bandolier over his shoulder, and he says, I was heading for the hospital to try and help with the evac, but then all hell broke loose, and my deputy here he must have taken a knock to the head. I don't know, and so we've been hiding here. Then the fucking UPP turned up, and so I think it's. Do you want to examine the body?
I do, and as I'm just unpacking my kit and getting stuff ready, just radio into LT. I found I found some colonists. Can you send some help, Tam? Maybe Ray, anybody, just to make sure I'm not out here alone.
Yeah, who responds to that? Tam and or Ray?
I'm in.
Yeah,
I think
Tam.
Ray's in. He's protective, kind of
Okay.
a deal.
By which time, when you get there, you can see Doc is kneeling down over this unconscious marshal, a deputy, while the marshal looks on. Doc, roll to investigate, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I was just thinking that. So that would be, I'm not going to roll stress here. This doesn't feel like a hyper stressful situation. Probably just, I guess that would be a white and an orange for
It would for
expertise.
your SciTech, exactly so. You could you could mark one of the boxes under your med kit if you wanted to get the bonus dice.
Sure. Yeah, why not? Let me.
It's
There's
down there
anything left
somewhere. It's
after
on
Ray's been at it.
row 51. You've got four uses for that you can burn up on the med kit if you want to use it for the bonus dice.
I do.
Okay,
I'll roll my
so
dice and I'll check that box. So I've got a 5, 3, and a 1.
a 5, 3, and a 1. So on a five, he is out cold. It looks like he's taken a knock on the side of the head. There's some bruising around his ear. And he's stable, you think, but then you get to ask me a question. That's what you get for nothing.
Sure. So we just had this experience in the in the disco. I guess I'm just looking for anything that maybe like
So
yes,
listening
you
to the
got it.
chest, palpating the belly. There could be some internal bleeding, I think, is what I'm prepared to tell you, because certainly the abdomen feels swollen, but you're not picking up much other than the kind of gut sounds you might pick up.
Okay. I think we need to get this guy back to the vehicle. I can't do anything for him here, but he's pretty banged up.
Okay. Cut to the APC. The APC is now following Wynne's advice. You're still heading for Fort Nebraska. I see the marshal is strapped in next to one of you. The deputy is lying down in the footwell with Doc, ensuring he's stable, and he is. He's stable. He's okay. His heart is still beating reasonably well. He's breathing unaided, but you really would, to be certain, you'd need to get him to some kind of medical facility, and the nearest one is Fort Nebraska. Yeah. And that, I think, is when we get our first sight of Fort Nebraska. And again, I see the APC having pulled off the road. Most of the orbital bombardment seems to have stopped, but there is regular overflight now by UPP dropships, and you see some of them landing in, out in the distance. You see the glow of their lights in the snow. And Fort Nebraska, folks, is a mess. Now, there is a Fort Nebraska tab, but I thought I might share a bigger picture than that, just to give you some idea of what you're dealing with here. You should now, I think, be able to see that screen. You are away off the bottom of this map, right? But down here, if you can see my mouse, the southwest bastion is a ruin. The orbital defense weaponry is destroyed. You can see fire burning inside the kind of perimeter wall. Looks like the oil tanks are alight. And dropships are continuing to make low attacks, nap of the earth attacks, unleashing missile and minigun fire. That's home. Yeah. The way you would normally get in would be to come through the gate, across the sally port over what amounts to a moat around the main building, between the perimeter wall and the main building, and then take the sub-level ramp down to the APC garage. What are you going to do? Let me go to Wynne. What's your advice to BB?
So the point of access is still through the
only way
north.
the APC will get in here is through that gate and across the sally port. On foot, you could probably get in through the rubble of the southwest bastion.
Well, I think with those dropships, we're probably like parked underneath an overpass or something nearby, right? Like some sort of, so the dropships haven't got an eye on us, and as they fly over, Wynne's going to he's going to stroke his lean over the lieutenant's shoulder and say, we could drive the APC straight in, but with those dropships doing its strafing runs, we'd be a prime target. And I think a small squad of us moving on foot through the rubble of the bastion, we'd be able to penetrate and hopefully not draw the dropship's attention. But a big moving vehicle like this, of course, when he looks back over the thing, that may prove difficult with our cargo. As he looks at the unconscious form of the deputy in the back. But, these times require tough decisions, BB, and I'm sure you'll make the right one. And squeezes his shoulder.
Okay. Well, we all know that's what BB's going to do. So BB orders a dismount. I'm trying to stop the share. Oh, there it is. BB orders a dismount. He orders Jane to stay with the APC because he wants Jane to provide covering fire if you do come under attack. And then Jane is to follow as best she can, or as best they can.
Also, I notice on the map there is a ladder that goes down to the reactor.
There is.
There in the bastion. So the idea is we slip in through the rubble and the destruction and hopefully find a way down to the lower levels where there'll be more cover from the bombardment.
Let's see how that goes. Doc, I'm conscious we haven't made very much use of your kind of previous career. Unobtrusive. I think, Doc, I've added some pictures of the rest of the team, and Sergeant Jamie Reyes comes up to you and says, okay, Doc, find me a way in. So this is to get you to the moat. There's most of the external wall in this corner has been destroyed by, kind of collateral damage on the attack on the bastion. The bastion is a pile of rubble. And, she knows that you have a certain skill set when it comes to not necessarily taking the obvious route. So Doc, let's have you roll to remain undetected. Yeah. So avoid detection. You can have the expertise that is unobtrusive. And then I'll ask anybody else if they want to take a different way in and not get the benefit. Stress dice if you want it, Doc.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, he's not used to leading, so he feels the pressure, right? And he is definitely going to roll with stress. Um, can I ask you to jog my memory? I guess this would be the orange, the white, and then the green. Is that
That is exactly so.
cool? Oh, 6 on a stress, and then a 4 and a 2.
Okay, stress goes up by 1, Doc. You're on a roll. But mark info, because on a 6 you mark info. You don't have to roll for stress because stress has already gone up. But on a 6, you succeed brilliantly. Agree with the GM what extra benefit you get.
Uh, maybe so I'm trying to do something with the information about the reactor, right? Perhaps he's able to just very easily confirm it. We have a moment where we have to pause because the UPP dropship flies overhead, but we're able to make use of perhaps the light to shine a path or something like that.
Yeah, no, I think that the power station, the power regulator that's centered in the Southwest Bastion is a mess. But as if by magic, the ladder at the far end of that room that heads down towards sublevel 2 is still intact and accessible. So, Volk, you take point, says Sergeant Reyes.
Affirmative.
And head down the ladder. And it's a long ladder, so it's down 1 sublevel, 2 sublevels. And for what it's worth, we're not going to use the map in the sense of a battle board of any kind, but it does give you some sense of then I can close level 1 and level 2, and you are on your way to sublevel 1 down a ladder. Let's see where that takes us.
Somewhere great.
Yes, of course. Yeah, it wouldn't go anywhere else. Let's have you roll. I think this is probably, I would count deadly for this one because this is about you getting a shot in on something that might be waiting for you down there before you do. So let's have you roll to investigate just to see if you can work out what's facing you when you get down there.
I think she does the thing where she grabs on and then slides down the ladder to get down quick, whips out her pulse rifle, flicks on the light, starts checking corners and heading forward.
Let's have you roll to investigate with expertise.
With expertise, man, I've got so much info. What can I do with info again?
Well, there's a tab that says danger and info. You can spend 1 info to recover your expertise as you focus on what you know. You can reduce danger by 1 once you've encountered a xenomorph of any kind. You can use what you've learned to cover your tracks or become more aware of the danger they present. Discover some information without rolling. Find shelter that's secure or a way to make your current location secure for now at least, or find a way out of the next scene, of the current scene that isn't obvious. Now, you're in a ladder well, so that is going from one scene to the next. The next time we see you is going to be downstairs in the reactor complex.
I think I will spend 1 info to reduce the danger from active to passive.
Ooh, yeah, now that would be great, wouldn't it? The trouble is, what the rules say is, once you've reached active, doesn't matter what happens to the number of danger, active remains active. The hive doesn't forget.
Son of a gun.
But it's 1 less for me to spend.
Nah,
on the upside,
I mean, it's a one shot, so I won't do that. I will instead just go ahead and not roll to investigate right now. Thank you very
Okay,
much. So
okay.
I'll spend an info
So
to not roll.
yeah, so
Boom.
so this takes you down, and you come out into this large domed reactor chamber. There's a fusion tower in the middle. Uh, it's this is the classic alien big tech. This is big machines. This is vast, great cooling towers, dripping water, humid, damp underfoot. Uh, I don't think there's any reason you've ever been in here before, Tam. Um, but it is, when you land, it is clear.
Clear.
As,
Come on down.
and so we see you all down in the reactor complex. Um, there's this fusion tower, there's cooling loops, as I say, water towers, lots of duct access. Um, and where do you want to go? Now, you're on sublevel 2. As far as anybody knows, sublevel 3 is, sublevel 3 is where the Borgia Industries kind of secure location is. And if you look at the map for sublevel 3, you'll see I've excised some bits of the map. Um, so is the objective to get to sublevel 3 as quickly as possible? Yeah? Okay.
Is this open to discussion?
I mean,
Because there is an armory on this level.
Of course,
I mean, you've got plenty of gear.
Yes, but we could.
I'm not at all equipped for close combat. Like,
The sooner we secure the valuable assets that Borgia Industries and the USMC have been developing here in the secure sublevels, far above any of our clearances, I'm sure. But it is our duty to secure them for the US, the United States, and for our corporate partners. Yes, I'm sure Borgias will be most appreciative to everybody who assists in this. And who knows, there could be survivors down there. In fact, once we've secured that, then we can seek extraction, exfiltration. Now, one thing I can't remember, Alun, is that Fort Nebraska is a space elevator base point,
It
right?
does.
And is
It
that
does.
still intact?
Well, to be honest, you came over at the Southwest Bastion and went straight down. So
Yeah.
I don't think you know,
Oh,
because
what I mean is there's not a big
well,
planetary
snow,
catastrophe about to happen, right? Like,
snow, blizzards,
yeah,
trying very
burning
hard not
oil
to get
tanks
shot.
between you and them, overflying dropships.
perfect.
You don't know.
So when we'll say, if we're lucky, the space elevator shaft is still intact and we can ride it straight up into orbit. If not, then there are some dropships above. I still vaguely remember my basic training. I might be able to fly us out of here. He can't, that's all. But, you can give it a go.
So, is the objective to reach the space elevator or to reach sublevel 3 first? Volk, what are you thinking at this point? What are you saying to the doc? And I want to stress, you can always create a vignette to seek relief from the horror. That's always an option.
Man, that sounds fun. Where can we have a quick vignette to seek relief from the horror in that sub-level area? See, vehicles. I'm gonna have to blow this up a little bit. Unfortunately, the font's a little small for my old eyes.
Yeah, sorry, I should make it bigger.
Oh,
Perhaps.
no. It's not your problem. I can easily blow it up. There's equipment sheds, arming station. Maybe we have to check something out at the arming station. There's some kind of lock there.
Okay.
And it's me and the doc. Hey, you think we're gonna actually get out of here, Doc?
Yeah, and I told you there was something wrong with this guy. Assets? What are the assets? Are we the assets? Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't like
Nah,
this.
it's that weird alien shit. You know he wants to. He wants that. That's what he wants.
Why are we going down? We should be going up. I don't like this.
Is this
Let's get out of
turning
here.
into Secret Relief from the Horror, Volk?
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
What are you looking to set up here? Which of them? Which of the...
Hey, Doc, me and you. Let's stick together here. We can't trust Wynne. We know that. We can't trust the LT. We know that.
Is this seeking honest human contact?
Kind of.
Then reduce stress by 1 and roll a d6. And then, Doc, you will know, you have a guide as to which way your reactions are going to go.
Hey, it's 2.
It's 2. You're ashamed. Sorry, wrong one. They see your hollow camaraderie for what it is, a self-serving pretense, and you are ashamed. You cannot use your expertise until stress goes up again. Doc, what is your response to this apparent cowardice on the part of Volk or whatever else?
Oh,
Abandoning the rest of the platoon.
yeah. So yeah, I think Doc internalizes this as Tam's on her own. She's not even got my back for that matter. And
I expressly said.
Yeah. But if you'd abandoned the rest of the squad, Volk, I mean,
Fair.
Yes, so maybe and just to sort of fill in some gaps, maybe this is so out of character for Tam. It seems that this is sort of a red flag for Doc.
Fine.
I don't suppose can I bridge that scene with one, including Ray, if that's
Yeah. What are you looking to do?
so? I think Tam, maybe this is a moment for Doc to relieve some stress. I mentioned 3 being normal operating, so 4 feels like a little bit, and I just sort of feel that like Doc's just got to relay this to somebody, and he's already signaled to Ray that, man, something's not right with Tam. So this is like Ray. He just sort of pulls them aside as they are slowly
I think
making.
this is one of those walk and talks, isn't it?
You got
this
it.
is the squad is moving through the sub level, and we see different conversations as we go. So if you're seeking relief from the horror, Doc, you can reduce stress by 1. And is this human contact as well?
I think this is really more just, he's almost hoping that nobody sees this conversation, right? Like this is, just talking sort of like, with clenched, gritted teeth and just, barely audible. But yeah, I think yeah, perhaps the opposite is. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to imagine the scene. Yeah, I guess it is looking for honest human contact, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
reduce stress by 1 and roll a d6, and that'll guide us on Ray's response, whether he wants to kind of blow up and go and punch out Volk or not. Who knows?
So I re-rolled the stress and I got a 6.
Oh, a 6. Wow. Okay. So 4+, there's a blow up. Agree with the GM whether to apply the 4+ result for behave badly or self-medicate. But on a 6, it was really worth it. Reduce stress by another 1. So Ray, there's a blow up. Doc, are you looking for 4+, their PC? They take it really badly. They say why they're so hurt by what happened and they roll for stress. Or 4+ on self-medicate, mark danger.
Oh, I definitely think it's the former. Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I just want to unload my baggage on somebody else. That's it.
So basically, I lose the rag at this point.
Yeah, exactly. What does that look like, Ray?
Well, I think I've been distrusting of a few members of the squad for a good while at this point. So I think it'll be probably some kind of aggravated confrontation with Tam.
Okay,
Like,
so you go.
What are your priorities here?
And then maybe Doc steps in before it gets awful. So Doc has reduced stress by 1, and you roll for stress, Ray. So pick a dice that likes you. On a 5 or 6, it goes up by 1.
Only thing I'm flipping get high rolls on is stress. 6.
Oh my. Oh, I'm not seeing a 6.
What are you saying? I
I'm
just
seeing a
rolled green.
I'm seeing a 3. Have I? Hang on,
Let me refresh. Oh yeah, no,
Right.
it's a 3 now.
That was a 3. Okay.
Okay, good.
Well, on the upside, the result of a 3 is it could be worse. So
That's all I can really ask for at this
it doesn't
point,
go
isn't
up,
it?
but there's tension between the three of you because I guess Tam, you know now that Doc took your suggestion to Ray. Ray is pissed off with you because of the suggestion, and we have some tension in the group. While
But would
Wynne,
that bring Ray and Doc a little closer, perhaps?
I don't know. We'll wait to
Yes.
see whether that helps or whether this pushes Ray on the outside or pushes Tam on the outside. I don't know. That is the game we're here to find out about. So, Wynne, you okay for stress?
I think what we'll see is Wynne, patting BB on the back and saying, "You made the right choice in leaving behind that deputy and the marshal. They would have just been dead weight, slowing us down. And he wouldn't leave without the deputy, one presumes. So, I know it's a hard choice, but I'm sure they'll be treated as prisoners of war. You're doing a great job, BB. Why don't you just secure that corridor while your men are, and I'll keep an eye on things here in the junction." And as BB nods and walks off, he's going to reach into his pockmarked flak vest, which has got all the shrapnel that came from Tamsin's grenade. And he's got like a few cuts and things, and he winces as he can not badly injured, but he's that's the stress, right? And he's going to reach in and pull out a little vial of nap relief from his pocket, and I'm going to seek relief with a quiet use of my uppers.
Fine. Mark 1 on the uppers, reduce stress by 1.
Cool. Is all I have to do? I don't have to seek relief with the
No,
drugs? Or...
the cost is the use of the uppers.
Nice. Perfect. He shakes the last vial and quietly slides it back into it. I think maybe it's like a little like a vape sort of like cartridge. You press it, it's got like little lights that say how many charges are on it. It's like,
Okay. Yes. Just so I'm clear, are we carrying the marshal on a stretcher at this point? The deputy on a stretcher?
Well, my presumption was that we'd probably ditched him back in the APC. But if we carried him over, then I guess the
that's
Colonial
fine.
Marshall.
That's fine. Because you can hear clattering behind you. I'm going to spend one of my danger to say that Jane and Marshal Burrows, you can hear them shouting back down the corridor on the reactor. They've obviously made it in with the Marshal on that stretcher, strapped into the stretcher and lowered him down the ladder while you were checking out the space and making progress. And
it's the deputy, right? It's the deputy
who's being lowered down. The Marshal is helping Jane carry him. Or maybe Jane's just carrying him, actually, when I think about it. She's strong enough. Just over her shoulder. And then the Marshal says, "Shit, shit, shit." What do you do? I'm sure Wynne's not at all concerned, or maybe he is. Wynne, what do you do? Because
Wynne books it up the corridor, unslinging his pulse rifle, and comes up to the corner and leans carefully around to see what he can see.
And all you can see really is the flashlight that the Marshal is using to kind of work down here. And Jane is leaning over the deputy. That's about all you can see from there. Doc, I'm going to come to you because your humanitarian instincts are well known by now to our audience. So what do you do?
I guess I see Wynne, buck past us. I hear and just again, as you put it, trigger. I'm gonna go to the noise. Anybody who needs help.
Ray,
there's something wrong with the deputy, Doc. You should check it out.
Okay.
Ray, Tam, do you go with the Doc?
I didn't realize that he saw me as a terrible person, so I'm following through on my just me and you.
So I have to I think Ray has to half drag Tam. Not half, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
there's some convincing needing
So
done.
okay, Doc, you get there, and the guy is fitting. What do you do?
Look up at the Marshal and Jane. What happened? What happened? As I, start to put eyes on the body.
And that's when the blood spatter, we see it come up and coat you with blood as the guy's chest erupts, and this small leaps at Jane. What do you do? Tam, I can't remember. Are you there or aren't you there?
Sure, I'm there. That's
Okay,
fine.
what do you do, Tam? Because this is a circumstance where only someone with cowardice, deadly, or fitness can act before it does.
I have both two of those.
You can't act twice, but I appreciate the thought. What do you do, Tam?
Not
Yeah?
panic fire of shooting the thing.
Okay, let's have you confront them with a quick brrt to see whether you can take them out.
Okay.
You have, is your expertise available? I can't remember.
It is not available.
Okay, so white dice. Expertise is not counted, but bonus is. So you don't have expertise, but you do have bonus. So you've got white dice and grey dice. Do you want a stress dice?
Remember, you can spend an info to regain your.
Yeah.
I've got so much info. Yeah, I should do that. So
Well,
thank you for that suggestion. Oh,
Well, let's come back to that one. Let's see what happens right now. Oh, go on. No, yeah, scrap your info, get your expertise
Well,
back. What the hell?
That's because he's already seen one of these things, right? So he
He
knows
has.
what's coming.
He has. So yeah, you spend your
Okay.
info, have all three of those dice and the green one if you want it. Do you want the
yeah, I only
green
have
one?
2 stress. I'll take it. I'll take the green one. Am I rolling any risk or threat dice?
Not at this point, no, because as soon as you come in sight, this thing comes up and leaps towards Jane, and you just bang.
Man, all this for Jane. Who even cares about Jane? Has she even had a line? I don't know. Oh, that's a terrible. Thank God for the stress, but what a terrible, terrible roll.
Wow. Yeah, 1, 1, 3, and a 5 on the stress. Stress goes up by 1.
Yeah, it's okay.
You succeed in blasting it, but unfortunately, the acid spray from it hits the front of Jane. You didn't hit her, but the acid does, as well as what's left of the deputy. And the marshal leaps back. Doc, you are probably glad you didn't get too close. Ray, likewise. And you just destroy this chest burster. And Jane kind of just falls back. And the acid is sinking through, and that milky fluid is beginning to pool underneath her.
Nice.
What? The marshal can't get words out. Doc, do you have anything to say to the marshal?
Yeah, I think I immediately I got to go treat him for some stress. Even Doc is like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
So what? Do you use up one of your med kit?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so mark another one on the med kit, and Burrows kind of just sinks to the floor, just staring into the distance. What? And his breathing comes back into control. By which time I think the LT and the rest of the squad, with Wynne perhaps, have come up on the site.
Well, Wynne is going to approach as the others, and he's going to say, "This is worse than I imagined. Borgia's work has clearly breached containment. It's an outbreak. We need to get down there and secure whatever this is, and make sure that the USMC knows how to defend against this."
And that is where we'll take our first commercial break. Shall we be back in our seats at 10 past the hour? Is that long enough?
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay. So we pick up with you walking away from the body. And again, I'm very happy to have some walk and talk as you make your way towards, as far as you know, the only way to get down to sub-level 3, if that's still where you're going, is via there's an elevator just where is it? There's an elevator. You have to go out of the power plant towards the loading dock for the elevator shaft. And then there's a decontamination room with an elevator down to sublevel 3. That's the only way in as far as I'm aware. Yeah, let's have some walk and talk on that kind of as you approach the loading dock. Wynne, you got anything to say to somebody?
I'd like to sidle up to Tam Volk. Excellent firing there, Private.
Thanks.
You know,
point and shoot.
Point and shoot. It's easy to say, it's harder to do, particularly in the heat of the moment and with friendlies nearby. But you need to have that killer instinct if you're going to survive these kind of situations, and I can see that you have that. I can see that you're someone we can rely on here.
We'd be surviving a lot better if we were going up instead of fucking down.
Volk, I haven't said this to the others, but look around you. You see an evacuation plan? Do you see the USMC or Borgia or anyone coming to rescue anyone here? No. But I tell you what they will come for. Something that's valuable to them. Yes? Don't tell me that you're such a patriot that you believe that they'll, bring back a cruiser just to pull us off the planet. But if we come to them with something that they want, with something that they don't want the UPP to have, then they may well retake the entire system just for that.
You're not wrong.
Can I count on you, Volk?
You can count on me surviving this fucking mess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ray, Doc, do you want to have an exchange with everybody else? Or is it all about business? Ray?
I'm thinking Doc and I might have a little follow-up after our last convo. Just something along the lines of, I'm thinking because Ray's going to want to save as many people as possible, and I think that's where he aligns with Doc in that regard. And excuse me, sorry, this little, but and I'm thinking because Doc and I are both suspicious at that point, Doc and Ray. So it'll just be something along the lines of, if it comes down to us or them, who are you picking? And them, by them, I mean referring to the greater population, not this fire team.
No, I know what you mean, Ray. We gotta, if anybody's watching out for the squad, it's going to be the two of us. You got it. Yeah. And I think we can visually see that feels like a perfect moment. Tam chatting with Wynne. We can't hear what's being said, of course, but what do you think they're saying there, huh? It's nothing good, I bet.
I'm to agree with you, brother, but I don't trust a single one of them. They've had many chances to gain our trust. No. They're only looking out for, I would say themselves, but who knows what Wynne wants.
Now, none of that seems to me to be seeking relief from the horror.
No, I think
that's real honest human contact with no subtext.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, let's go to the only way down to sublevel 3, which is through this decon chamber, and I mean, this is just horrible. This is a kind of hose and brush down space, showers, where anybody coming between sublevel 2 and sublevel 3 goes through this decon, it looks like. None of you have had to. Everything that you lot know about sublevel 3 is hearsay to a large extent. But the showers are running and the room is steamy. It's humid and damp. And you can see that there's blood on the walls of the showers and running through the drain in the middle of the room, or has run, where some of the showers have overflowed. But on a more positive note, beyond this is a large freight lift, cargo lift, which only has sublevel 3 on it. It's currently at this level. I'm guessing we get into it.
Well, there's a stroke of luck, Wynne says as we step inside.
And somebody hits the down button and nothing happens. It looks like it requires a certain amount of access priority, or and the LT kind of slides his access card through and it goes red. It either needs to be hacked or you need to find a different way down.
Right.
Doc,
Well,
I'm going to come to Doc first, because I'm just wondering, Doc, if there's anything in your list of gear that might be of value here.
So yes, there was the multi-key.
There is the illegal multi-key. Yeah, there is. There is. I mean, it depends whether you want to put that on the table now, Doc, or not. We, the audience, see you kind of just, fingering this thing, which is different from the others. It's just a blank gray card.
I don't think I'm stressed enough. Let's put it this way, right? Like I to give into that level of criminality. I mean, perhaps.
If I could,
go ahead.
No, hang on. Let Doc finish.
Okay.
Not that level of criminality yet. Was that?
Yet.
Did I hear that? Okay. Sorry, Wynne.
Yes.
Well, I was just going to say it may sweeten the pot somewhat as Wynne goes to the machine and he says, "I might be able to hack it," and then you see him frustratedly like fumble, and this could be a chance for you to show him up, right? Like, step aside, I've got this corporate suit, like,
Doc, what are you thinking?
Oh, this is perfect. Yes, there's like a moment you can almost visually see Doc thinking this, and his mouth opens up, his lips begin to move, and it's just happy to shut himself down. Yeah.
So he just takes out the card and just green light, or what? I need to know if other people know you've got an illegal multi-key that will open nearly everything.
How about this? Perhaps Ray notices this.
I have to say, there's no way Wynne doesn't notice this.
And Wynne gives you a knowing look and a wink as you do it.
And the green light comes on and the freight lift takes you down. As you are going down, the level of humidity, you thought when you came out and passed that kind of shower room, that decon room, that the level of humidity would drop off, but that's not the case. There is humidity is kind of rising up this. There's kind of warmth rising up from down below. Volk, I'm going to put you on point again with fitness and deadly and
point to the spear. I'm made
you
for
are
this.
You are indeed the point of the spear, and you exit here into the weapons testing area. and there's chaos. You know, racks of weapons are tipped over. There's damage. There are blood spatters on the wall. Something went on here. Lots of fire went on here.
Stay on me. We're about to walk into hell.
And at the far end of this, because behind you then are the firing ranges, but ahead of you is what should be a manned checkpoint. But all we see are the feet of a dead Marine.
Like from under something, or separate
I think
from the rest of the Marine?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, let's go there. Ray, you look over what do we see on the other side? Is this half a Marine, or is the other half of the Marine a bit further down the corridor?
I think it's gonna be it's gonna be a double twist. So it's gonna be like you see the legs, and then it's cut off at the torso. So about midsection, and then the other half's
just out of sight down the corridor. And beyond that checkpoint is the lower loading dock for the space elevator. So I'm wondering if anyone is interested in the space elevator at this point, or are you? Because now you're just this side of what appears to be the Borgia Industries kind of compound, their area of the base that you can't see on your map.
Well, with Ray's knowledge of machines and such, and I imagine there would be some sort of system, I could probably perform some form of diagnostics whilst the rest of them go on. It could be a situation of, I'll secure an exfil, you guys go on ahead.
Oh, I mean, just in case you hadn't noticed it, there is a managed stress that says, go off alone to get your shit together. Somewhere to relax.
Yeah. Well, I like machines. Yeah, that would be relaxing.
Yeah. So the rest of you head off down away from the space elevator towards the secure doors, which are, it must be said, no longer secure. But you can see, flashing emergency lights beyond them. So Ray, let's have you do that. Yeah, if the GM agrees the place you've chosen is sufficiently far from any help, then in addition to the standard reduction of one, reduce stress by one.
Hear.
Reduce stress by one. You choose one of these additional benefits. Do you want to reduce stress by another one, or do you want to regain your expertise?
Well, I was thinking of using my info for that, but I think I could use the info for that and then reduce stress by 2.
You could.
I think I'll do that if that's.
Reduce your info by 1 to get your expertise back. Mark it as available, and then reduce stress by another 1.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on iPad for the thing here, so I think I need to just available. There we go.
But then roll a d6 that likes you.
None of the above like me. 1. Is that a 1, or have I just not refreshed? No, it is a 1. Yay.
Okay, it is a 1. The GM introduces an appropriate threat. A threat appropriate to 1 level above the current level of danger. Oh my. So we are currently active, and this allows me to introduce a hunt. Oh yes. You go up to see if you can make anything of the space elevator, and we, the audience, see 2 tails.
And you hear that kind of ominous. Whoa.
And then both of them drop one either side of you. What do you do, Ray?
So I'm trying to think.
Because you see, we see the jaws open.
The thing is, I have 1 behind me, so it's not going to be an open fire kind of.
No, well, there is always that wonderful basic move that says, flee for your life.
Yeah, let's do that.
So are you going to flee in the direction of the rest of the team, presumably?
Yeah.
Or are you going to flee further on your own?
I'm not going to go up the space elevator. That'd be rude.
Well, you don't even know if it works yet.
Well, I think now would be the time to find out if I was going to do that, but think I'll flee in the direction of the fire team.
Okay. When you want to escape your fate, for now at least, and the GM agrees that it's a reasonable route to take, roll a d6. If it's a foot chase and you have fitness or cowardice, okay, so no expertise to play, then yeah, you roll the white dice and the green one if you'd like it.
Remember, I'm slow as hell. Is that a risk
You
dice as well?
You are. I mean, you could be stripping off the harness on that
Oh,
squad weapon if you wanted to.
no.
Difficult
No,
choices, Ray.
I don't imagine so.
Okay, so let's have you roll white dice
Right.
and the green one if you want it.
I'll be pretty fucking stressed. Let me refresh. 1 and a 6. 1 and stress.
Ooh, wow. So on a 6, you succeed brilliantly. Agree with the GM what the extra benefit is. I will tell you what the extra benefit is. It is that your slowness doesn't count against you.
Yay!
But also, well, I say what freaks you out. There are 2 aliens chasing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mark info and roll for stress. And are you making it known to the rest of the team?
Yeah. Very loudly with a lot of swear words.
Okay, roll for stress.
What's the stress? Come on. 3.
3, which is less than your current level of stress.
Equal to.
It's fine. That's so just stress doesn't go up. Tam, Doc, Wynne, the rest of the team. You hear Ray screaming behind you, and you see his shoulder light bobbing up and down as he runs towards you. Tam, point of the spear. What do you do?
I'm going towards that. He needs help.
Okay, and
This way.
As you go towards him, in these kind of flashing red lights, you see 2 glossy black, like the one you saw in the club, Tam.
Actually, I think if she thinks she could pull off the angle, she might pop down to lob a grenade behind them.
And see
Remember,
what happens.
you've got a
There's a great-
M3 whatever pulse rifle you can fire.
Yeah,
Just
that was the
remember
plan.
yeah.
I was going to basically switch up to the second set. Yeah,
So
Can't we
hit the
remember our
ceiling and
previous
drop it
success
between
with
them.
grenades?
Yes.
behind them,
Please.
behind them. Between is worse.
As far behind me as possible.
Okay. So you're rolling white dice. If your expertise is available, you're rolling the orange dice.
I took stress, so it made my expertise available again, right?
Fine. The bonus dice for being deadly.
Uh-huh.
The stress dice if you want it.
Of course, this is very stressful. I got to pull off the perfect shot.
You do. And 2 risk die, which will
Okay.
apply to Ray.
Those are the leftmost 2 risk die that
Exactly
are currently
so.
showing a 1 and a 5.
They are.
Here's a whole passel of dice. Here we go. Oh, yeah. That is... Oh, the risk die, though. 2 5s. Oh, my. Highest die is my white die at a 6.
Fine. This goes perfectly. Both those aliens are blown to pieces. You drop a grenade right in front of them, or right between them. And, they are blown. Well, you tell me, what does this look like?
I think what we see is Tam pulls it up. There's a moment where she kind of checks, it's like she's checking the gauge, pulls the trigger, lobs over. We see Ray running underneath it, the light bobbing. It's going off into the darkness. Pink, right on a piece of concrete. One of the aliens passes by. Pink, another alien passes by. Boom, it explodes behind them and sends them flying all over the place.
Yeah. So, the trouble is that there is the blast, and there is also conceivably some acid spray, Ray. That 5 on the wrist die means that you are susceptible. Now, this is a straightforward D6. No plus or minuses. Straight D6. High is good. You can add the stress dice to that if you want to, and pick the highest one.
6. Sorry, 6.
6.
That's what I'm seeing.
4 plus. You were lucky this time. It hurts, but you'll live. But on a natural 6, also because that was so close, roll for stress and mark info.
5. It's a 5 in the stress, which is above my current level, so I go up 1.
But mark info.
I did.
What the heck?
What did I learn from this experience? Grenades hurt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think we realized that in episode 1. Tam, remarkable piece of shooting. Ray, there just some steaming spots of acid on the back plate of his armor, which, it's not difficult to kind of deal with. But they just came out of nowhere. They just dropped out of the ceiling, just dropped down either side of him.
The hell did that come from, Ray? Did you signal them or something?
Yeah, I signaled them. They're on comms, guys. Just sarcastic anger, panic.
Coming out the goddamn walls.
Yeah, it was the ventilation shaft.
And you're at the threshold of the Borgia part of this. And the red light is illuminating something that shouldn't be here. It is illuminating what looks like black plastic molding has been layered onto the walls and the floor and the ceiling. The rest of the base is just concrete walls, but this looks very different as you stand on the threshold, and you notice that, just on the floor, some of it has spilled out into this main part of the corridor. And some of the emergency lights in down that passageway are obscured, or you're not getting decent light at all. It's a mess down there, and it's weird. What's your thinking, Doc, at this point? Because I am conscious that there is a space elevator just 30 yards behind you. Ray never had a chance to check out whether it's still working or not, but it's there.
I think Doc, I think his curiosity would be piqued by this. I mean, it's just sort of not unlike the disco with the lights and just sort of like attracting him. And perhaps as the team is regrouping, or as the squad is regrouping, you once again sort of see Doc just sort of step by step, just walking closer, to yes. Like, what am I looking at? That's the question in his head. Yeah.
Well, let's roll to investigate, shall we?
Sure.
Your SciTech would apply, so white and orange, green if you want it. Do you have any equipment that you could use up? I can't remember.
I am skimming through it now, but nothing jumps out at me.
No, yeah. Don't think so.
Yeah. And I don't. Yeah, I don't think he is stressed at the moment, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
White and orange is good enough for me. Roll to investigate.
So a 5 and a 4.
5 and a 4. Okay. So what you need to proceed is that, when you kind of poke at this, it is layered on to the original structure. It has been laid on, but in these bizarre kind of shapes, and you can see that there are what looks like kind of slime running down some of the walls, but where it's run down, you can see it solidifying. So it looks like something has egested this slime onto the walls to create this environment. And it's kind of warm to the touch. That's for nothing. Now you can ask me a question.
Yes. So, does this have the hallmarks of anything human made? Like, would I recognize this as like a material that Borgia or that, the Marines have seen? You know what I mean? Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. I mean, if it resembles anything, where it is most smooth and most, it's been there for the longest, it has some of the appearance of the carapaces of the creatures that you have encountered previously.
Mm.
Okay. Now we, the players, all knew that, but now you, the characters, do. Um, I'm just wondering where we are on the stress stakes. Yeah, I think I want everyone to roll for stress because this is not just an isolated creature. This is weird. So, let's start with Wynne. Roll for stress.
I rolled a 1, so Wynne is obviously nothing but what you see as the camera pans round and everyone's horrified. You just see a small smile play across
Yeah.
Wynne's face. Yeah. And then look very serious, imitate a shocked expression.
Doc, what about you? Stress is currently only 2, so 1 or 2 will keep you fine.
I rolled a 2.
Ray, what about you? Stress is currently 4. Anything but 5 or 2, solid. And finally, Tam, yours currently on 3 or less, and you're fine.
2.
Ho, 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 ho. Ice cold.
I'm just too numb at this point to feel stress.
Yeah.
And so the squad begins to head off. Again, Tam, you're the obvious person to have on point.
Of course.
Maybe.
I actually think that as we enter the Borgia areas, you see Wynne increasingly like just working his way to the front of the group. Not, perhaps almost like, ostensibly under the providing Tam with support, but he's really keen on keeping an eye on things. And he just nods at him as she glances back, like, got this.
So Tam on point. Wynne comes up on just behind you to the left-hand side. Sergeant Rays comes up on the right-hand side and looks across at Wynne and says, "Sir, I think you should perhaps be further back in the group."
Nonsense, Sergeant. We're all in this together.
Given her intense sense of duty and ambition, I think that she will do nothing to obscure Wynne. BB's in the middle of the group. Ray is behind the pair of you. So we got Point, Wynne and Sergeant Rays, Ray behind that, and then the rest of the group kind of around BB.
Is this an opportunity for Doc and Ray to have another
if they'd like to have another little
perhaps?
chat?
Yeah, because Ray does not like the look of this. I think he says to Doc, "You can see it. This shit's spreading. You're a doctor. You saw what it did to those people. If it comes down to it, cut. I think we should cut and run. Overload the reactor. Run for the hills."
Well, there is a bunker above you where the nuclear munitions are kept.
I did see that, but I didn't know if my character would know that.
I think that people know that, because the drop
warning
ships.
Sign.
Yeah, exactly. So just as a point of reference.
Yeah.
Tam, this stuff is. Oh, sorry. Were you looking for sick relief from the horror there, Ray?
No, just kind of padding out the story. I think I'm not. There's nothing that's getting this stressed down for Ray.
No. There's that's not padding. That's important stuff. Doc, any response to that?
Is I'm trying to. I think this would amp up Doc's stress. I just don't know how to parlay that.
Well, you could just roll for stress.
Sure.
If you think you are stressed, roll for stress. Let's see whether you are.
For the good of the narrative, I think that is perfect. So let me do a quick refresh and then roll. A 6.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah, I mean, so Doc is, yeah. So I got somebody agreeing with me that if things get really bad, we're gonna frag somebody, we're gonna run like heck, we're gonna, you know what I mean? Yes, this is encouraging for him.
Because I'm
For
noticing
the
that
greater good.
I'm noticing that your stress manifests as criminality and rule breaking, which would
Yes.
seem to me to fit very neatly with this. That as your stress amps up, the possibility of just pulling the ripcord and jumping ship gets increasingly attractive. And yeah, Ray can probably get that thing working. It's a space elevator. He knows how this stuff works. Tam, um, I've never asked you how your. I don't think I've asked you how your stress manifests, but I'm just curious. What signals does Tam send that suggests that she might? Because I'm just, I'm not that I'm expecting stress to go up anytime soon. I'm just curious.
Oh, I think per the picture, it's smokes, right? Like she pops the smoke in. Sometimes she does the race stands where this it will hang directly straight down,
Yeah,
attached to her lip. I was going to say she gets sweaty, but everything's so humid here. Everyone is.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
smokes.
Fine.
You're at the point where you've got one in your mouth, one behind the ear, a few tucked into the helmet,
You
just
never know. You never
ready to
know.
go.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and every so often, Sergeant Ray says to you, "Not on duty, Volk." Um, so, yes, I think that it is time to consider where I am on my danger track. So I'm active. Okay, I think I'm going to spend. No, I'm not going to. Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm not going to spend any danger at this point. I'm just going to tell you, Tam, that your lamp is scanning the sides of this, and you spot a face. It's a face you recognize. Her name's Delia, and she's in a different squad in the same platoon.
Okay. And I see a face. Where? Like
Just
here? Alive?
out of the darkness. It's all this black shiny stuff, and then suddenly there's Delia's face,
Shit, hold. Don't want to shoot. And I'll start moving forward.
and it is Delia, but she's been fixed into this wall. This gooey stuff is draped across her shoulders, down her arms, over her legs. She's kind of clear from about here up. But she's in fatigues, so they didn't pick out the light. That's why the face just caught you. And she's like this.
Cool. I shake her shoulder. I'm reaching. I've slung my rifle. I'm reaching for my K bar. I'm gonna cut her free. D.
Ah,
What
Tam,
happened?
Tam, and
Yo, D.
and
I'm gonna cut you out of here.
and then her eyes go kind of wide, and she says, they came out. It was I. It was like they were everywhere. I don't know what happened. Um, uh, and then we were holding them off, and then the next thing I remember was being dragged, and then I went out like a light. Um,
Okay.
Let me see. Wynne and Ray's are closest behind Tam. Wynne, what are you doing at this point?
Um, were we in laboratories? Is there any sort of
No,
like?
it's a large it's a corridor.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I can't use this opportunity to peel away and find some research documents while the squad
I don't think
occupied.
so. I don't think you've got anywhere to
No,
go
no,
at this point.
no. It's fair. Just looking at that info that I could spend. I'll uh, I'll run up and I'll start helping Ham with putting them out of this resin, I think.
And then Ray says, "What the fuck is that?" Ray, you and Doc are immediately behind Ray's, and she's turned away from Delia, and is illuminating what looks to be a kind of fleshy sack about hip height, and almost like petals at the top are open.
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 Open. Um, Well, I think as I have the analysis skill,
Aha.
I believe I can put 2 and 2 together.
I
And that
think-
is a big fleshy sack that probably has something bad in it, like in the nightclub.
Okay, so I must be said, it's different from that. That was a structure hanging on the wall. This is
But I reckon like it's got like the lit things.
it's
there's similar.
related,
Yeah.
no question.
It's
But
the
let's
fleshy
have you
sack from whence all bad things come.
now. Do you want to go up to it and investigate it, or are you just going to do an analysis here and try to
Well,
answer stuff in the abstract?
I think it's gonna be in the abstract. I'm probably gonna maybe keep people away from it, if anything. Just hang back from that, maybe.
Yeah, and presumably use your data tablet. You've been using that to capture stuff on the journey.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, I've been taking pictures the whole time, as I've been saying the entire time.
I've just noticed your message. That's fine, Will. I'll keep an eye if you disappear. I'll keep an eye for your reappearing. Yeah, let's roll then. Let's have white dice, orange dice. The analysis, the data tablet will give you the bonus dice if you're prepared to use up some of its power.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think now's the time.
Okay.
I reckon there's not going to be much.
I'll mark up a bit of power. And you can also have the stress dice if you want.
I did not roll the stress dice.
Okay.
Because I don't think. So 5 orange and then 4s across the rest.
So on a 5, clearly this is related just by surface texture. It is related to the other examples of this alien creature that you have seen, or all, the various alien creatures you have seen. You get that for nothing. What's your key question?
What are the capabilities of my data pad? There is wouldn't have infrared or something that I can vaguely see through thermal display.
No, this is about putting the pieces of the jigsaw so far together. So if you've got a question about how, for instance, this might relate to the other examples of xenomorph you've seen, for instance.
Well, the thing is, I want to ask, is there anything in it? But that would involve putting my face above it. And
that would involve you getting close enough for me to roll a risk dice.
With the context that we have outside, I think I'll have to ask, is there anything in the egg?
So we see you kind of getting close and just peering in. Yeah?
I think so.
It's empty.
Oh, no.
But what's interesting is that as you get close, your foot crunches something underfoot. And looking down, we see a strange kind of spider-like creature.
Freaks me out.
Um,
you more than most know that, Al.
Between the egg and where Wynne and Tam are trying to prize Delia free. I think that I'm prepared to have you put 2 and 2 together here, Ray. There is something you think that thing on the ground came from the egg. It's now dead. Whatever it's doing, it's done.
And then would I be able to put together things coming out of people's chests and...
Well, how do you express that, Ray?
Just get back. Or there's nothing we can do for her now, something like that. And then, obviously, I won't be explaining very well at this point, so I'll probably be shoved back by more sensible members of the...
Tam, Ray has kind of got you by the shoulder, saying, get away.
What? Fuck you. Shove him away.
And
I saved your ass.
Delia's chest explodes in your face. Now you can act first before I roll to see what, or you roll, because that's always more fun, what the chest burster does.
Sure. I will roll to see what the chest burster does. I just want to know if there is a hidden part of this table that allows it to sing and dance.
It's like the frog from that cartoon. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Yes.
No. It sounds like a no.
No, sounds like a no.
Bummer. Seems sus. We have canon evidence of that happening, but that's okay. I'm trying to find it. Actually, I want to see what I'm about to roll for. Sorry.
Well, my question is, you get
Chest
to
burster.
act before it.
Yeah, I do. So I think I stab it real hard because I've got a knife in my hand.
Of course you have, because you've been using that to chip away the stuff. Yeah. So let's have
Hmm.
you roll to confront it.
Okay, I will do that.
So white
I
dice, orange dice if you've got access,
I do.
deadly, bonus dice,
Uh-huh.
and the
I
stress dice if
think
you'd like it.
I'm
But
gonna have to roll for
this,
stress anyway. Why? Here's the thing. I know I'm gonna roll for stress on the back end. Why not roll to get a benefit out of this thing you're gonna do to me anyway, right? That's my logic. It makes sense.
and the only other thing is one risk die, because you are closer enough for you to be at risk here.
Yeah, but we've never seen these things with acid
Of course you
blood. I'm
haven't.
sure
Of
that
course
it
you haven't.
like becomes acid as they grow up. It's probably just like a salve. It's maybe like an unguent or something that's nice and
Skin
soothing.
treatment.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking in my head as I stab this thing.
Roll them
Here we go.
dice.
Oh God, a one, a three, and a two, but a four on the risk. That's terrible.
So you don't even kill it um, on a 1 to 3. So, oh dearie me. Okay. So confront them. 1 to 3, you fail, or the GM may offer you success at a cost, such as running out. I'll mark danger. That's always nice. Um, it's still alive. You obviously just you went for the head, and the knife just scrapes off the outside of that kind of strangely metal composite head that it has. Um, and then roll a d6, and I'll tell you what it does.
I'm gonna roll the stress die because this
Okay.
is very stressful. Five.
5, 3 plus. It shrieks and is gone before you can recover from the shock. It leaps over your shoulder and disappears into the darkness. And Delia is dead.
Yeah, I think that my knife hit the chest burster and like skittered off and ended up stabbing her in maybe it.
There's a dribble of blood where you took her in the neck.
In fairness, I doubt that
Blood
was a
is
fatal wound.
the fact that her lungs, gut, and heart have been destroyed. There's plenty of blood around, but also you've hit her in the throat, and what was left of her blood just runs down her fatigues.
I think you merely expedited the process there more than anything else, in fairness.
I'm just noticing that Will has rejoined, but he doesn't have video, so that's
Man,
why. Yeah.
I will miss your snarky face as Wynne.
Yes, thank you very much. You can probably imagine it better than I can pull it off.
That would seem to me to be an appropriate point for our second commercial break. So back in our seats on the hour, is that long enough?
Cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, see you then. We come back to where we left off. Tam, you're looking at Delia, horror on your face. Mercer, you're looking at this egg. You've tried to get him to, and all hell broke loose. Doc, I mean, where does the horror meet the fascination in terms of, the scientist, the medic in you on this? I mean, is there anything that you want to express about that at the moment, or is it just plain horror?
Yeah, no, that is a great question. I think Doc would have been intrigued by seeing this thing just sort of scamper off. Maybe just sort of, again, just sort of like, I want to lean into the stress. I mean, can we say sort of fictionally that thing runs right past him and he gets a nice, good look? Perhaps that's where I blow my info. If I
Yeah,
could,
yeah, that works.
okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, what do you want to know? What do you want to blow that info for?
Can I again, it's sort of bridging with what we the players know with what do the characters
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Can this be another link in the chain, understanding the life cycle of this Yeah.
I think so. I think so, because you get a really good look, because this thing leapt out of Delia over Tamsin's shoulder. So you saw it, full light, and it dropped to the ground between your legs and scuttled off. So you get a really good look at it. And there's no question in your mind that when that head was coming towards you, it reminded you of the adult.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ray shares, it's an egg. And they're putting eggs into people. So I think
They
we can
make these
assume
things out of people.
I think that we can assume that there is a complete, understanding
cycle.
now of egg, strange thing on the ground, husk on the ground. And suddenly that bruising on the side of the deputy's face, you can see it on Delia as well. And this thing has got a tail. So it somehow wraps round the victim's neck. So I think we've got a pretty complete now. The audience is pleased that you've been able to do fan service in working out for yourself.
Finally, like, oh,
yeah.
At last.
And that, I think, Wynne, is when the LT turns to you and says, I think that we need to get out of here, Mr. Wynne.
We're nearly there, BB. We're nearly at the. We're getting it. If we can't come so close and leave now. We'll be dead. We'll be as good as dead.
Look behind you, he says, and all the lights turn down the corridor, and you can see a dozen of these eggs at intervals down the corridor. And near each one is a dead Marine pasted into the wall. If they took all of these people, we have not seen one live combatant. We cannot win this one.
We're not winning. We're not trying to fight them, man. Good God, you're.
Let's see if your corporate bullshit will continue to work.
Well, what Wynne's going to say to him is, fine. Secure the space elevator. Let's get out of here. I'll be right back. And he's going to jog off down the corridor, down deeper into it to try and find some precious intel that he can retrieve from this. Something he can bring back,
Something in a bottle or something on a chip.
Info point, burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah, and before he leaves, he's going to shoot over his shoulder. He's going to say, any of you who are smart enough to want to live, you're welcome to follow me. And I'm gonna lay it out. They're not coming for us unless we have something to give them.
Let's have you roll to see whether you can convince the LT. White and orange, green if you'd like it.
I'll leave the green because I'm actually kind of curious if I fail this roll, But that is a 5 on the normal die.
Then it looks like you succeed. That's that. BB says, okay, Marines, keep it tight, straight in. We get what we need. We get back. Mercer fixes the space elevator and we get the hell off this shithole. Hoorah! And I'm just curious who hoorahs back at him.
Tam does.
Sergeant Reyes does, because, loyalty and duty. Doc, an enthusiastic hoorah! Or not.
I think, can I roll the stress die again?
Go ahead.
I don't know if cognitive dissonance is not sort of the appropriate term, but hopefully you get the gist of what I'm feeling here. It's just a surreal moment that just does not.
How is this happening? How are these people so?
So it looks like I rolled a 5.
Which would mean stress goes up by 1.
Just goes up. Yep.
Oh, have I lost a white dice?
You can click and drag them. It might have
does
been
look like it
moved by
disappeared.
accident.
Okay, let me put a white one back. Yeah, I can't see it anywhere else on the... There she blows. Okay, we're back in business. Okay, so an attempt to get some core morale up again, and you make your way past all the dead Marines, all these eggs, crunching face huggers underfoot.
Tam is counting. She's like quietly counting under her breath.
You get well into double figures at the point when you enter a bigger space. And I think, given that Wynne has been looking for other options, there is this big space. There are 4 large kind of container-sized doors in the opposite wall. Again, just, strobing red lights, emergency lighting. But there's also another way out of this space. And this space is, goodness me, it's probably 100 or more meters left to right and maybe 50 meters deep. And there are, all across this area, eggs.
Wynne's going to point towards that other corridor.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to quietly say to the others, we need to find a laboratory, an office, somewhere they kept documents on this, somewhere they were working on this. This has clearly got out of hand, but if we're careful, I'm sure we can make it through there and back out. God knows what's behind those doors. Stick with me. And he's going to hug the wall and try and slide around the wall, around the eggs towards that corridor without going through them.
Okay. Wynne, let's see if you can get to that door without disturbing anything, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Tim's covering Wynne. I can't remember. Is there help?
There isn't really. No.
That's right.
They're not that forgiving. So
but you go first, thanks to your deadly. So if something does pop out of me, you'll get a chance to shoot it, right?
Yeah.
That sounds better. I'll go first.
You go first.
No. Wynne's going first. Wynne's putting himself in danger.
Okay. All right. Wow.
You're covering it. Yeah.
But remember, it's when they enter the scene. So if something happens, Tam is in the scene and is covering Wynne. That's all we need to know.
Exactly, yeah.
So white dice. I don't think there's anything that allows you to creep round xenomorph eggs.
Well, fitness, do you know?
Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Fitness.
Because I'm not...
If fitness helps running away, right? Why not
agility,
sneaking past?
Yeah, agility, I give you that. So white and orange, green if you want it.
Sure, I'll roll the green as well. That's a 5 on the expertise die. That's the highest die.
That's okay then. So avoid detection. 4 or 5. You made it for now at least. What do? You are at that other exit. This is clear. Everything else has been built for kind of freight, really. Big doors, big corridors, big spaces. But this is a human-sized access. So it's about 15 feet wide and 10 feet high. But the alien goo, the slime has hardened and has made it more constricted than that. But as you go, you are conscious that there are other Marines pasted into the wall between where you came into this large chamber and this exit.
Yeah, I bet you that's a problem for the other Marines. It's not for Wynne, though. He's just carrying
I didn't think it was. Yeah. Tam, you see these other Marines. Their chests are not exploded. What, if anything, do you do?
If she knows them. If she sees one that fuck it. The first one she comes up to, she sees that, she knows what it means. And she just reaches up with her K-bar and slits their throat.
Okay. Well, I think, given that you're not just tippy-toeing across, I think I need you to roll to see whether this causes any disturbance to the eggs. Would you roll the white dice? You can have the orange dice for fitness, the green one if you'd like it.
I'll roll the green one, yes. That was weird. It did 3 full rotations. 5 on the stress, 5 on the expertise, 4 on.
Stress goes up by 1,
Yep.
equal to or greater than. But you remain safe. You do not disturb anything.
Okay.
Ray. No, Sergeant Ray's goes next. I'm going to roll a dice for Sergeant Ray's to see what happens. That is a 3. The egg nearest the wall, because she's now passing these Marines with their throat slit. And the top of one of the eggs peels open near her. Ray, you're next behind Sergeant Ray's. What do you do?
The thing is, I want to not notice it, because at this point, my job is to say things to Doc that'll stress him out to the point where he does something interesting. No,
What do you do?
I don't.
Because
I'm not gonna.
it must be said, Ray's is fixated on these Marines. Her attention is not behind her. She's trying not to make a noise.
So the egg has just opened. Nothing else has.
Just over there behind her.
I think I've only seen the movement, and I've immediately turned fired.
Fine.
Just gonna melt it.
White dice, orange dice, stress dice if you want it.
Well, yeah. 5 on expertise and stress, 3 in light.
Stress goes up by 1.
It does indeed.
I am going to mark danger, because that's quite a loud noise.
Guns do make noise.
As the armor-piercing rounds rip that in half, and it just obliterates. And Ray spins towards that. Tam, you're now with Wynne at the exit out. Doc, you have yet to make the transit across the room, so to speak, when Ray opens up at this thing. And eggs across the room go through. What do you do, Doc?
Doc sees the eggs opening. He has enough of a van.
Oh yeah.
I think Doc would just open up as well. I think he's super trigger happy, very sensitive at this moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Praise.
Okay. I'll mark another danger for that. And I think then the rest of the squad. So that is Ray's Comtech Marine, Tad Bergeron, and Marshall Burroughs, who's been tagging along behind all the time. They just start blowing anything up, and the eggs exploding across the room. I'm going to mark danger again.
Does Marshall Burroughs have a cool line though? Because it's Sean Connery.
Yes.
What are these things? These eggs. What are they?
This should shake them.
This should shake them. Shaken, not stirred.
Wynne, you and Tam are at the inverted commas exit from this large space, and all hell is breaking loose behind you. What do you do, Wynne? How do you like your eggs? Very good.
Yeah. As we hear that line from Burroughs, echo out and the gunshots start.
Grumble.
As Tam probably turns back, raising the rifle, Wynne's gonna grab hold of her shoulder and say, "Come on, they'll catch up. We need to be quick. The firing will bring more of them."
Let's go.
and
Okay.
Ray, Ray is now kind of firing indiscriminately, just plowing into these things.
Well, yeah.
What are you going to do, Ray? Are you going to go past Sergeant Ray's towards the exit where Wynne and Tam have gone, or are you going to stay here?
So are the eggs in the main space? Have they
Yes.
opened now? Everything's just
Oh, yeah, they're all popping open now. There are you know, and must be said, you know, the squad is making significant inroads into those, but you know, you do see, you know, these kind of legs coming out at the top, and you can't stay on top of all of them because you know some of them are out there in the dark, and all you've got is your little lights. So it's pretty much indiscriminate.
Some kind of area I could bring down with my tech across this small hallway.
If you could get into that small hallway, then you might be able to find something. Because one of your info spends would be find a way to make the place you are in secure. Doc, what about you? What's your mental processes here? You're opening up, but you too are seeing all of these opening. Everywhere you look now, eggs are open, and you know you see things slithering out of the top. And orientating themselves, and you might be able to hear the kind of scutter.
You know, I mean, this just all the ingredients for. Can I roll for stress again? I'm just just let's drive to it.
Do your thing.
Don't know if I should, you know, run, stay. It's sort of
the outcome I wanted happened. Doc rolls for stress.
Only a 1.
Only a 1. Cool as a cucumber, Doc. You can do whatever you like.
You know,
the one time.
I think just keep shooting, right? Like, you know, getting security out of, you know, feeling, yeah.
Okay, so you're just gonna. Are you standing still, or are you moving back towards the space elevator, or towards where Wynne and Tam have gone, or are you just planted?
What a great question. Backing up towards the space elevator. Like I hadn't even made it into the room, and yeah, I'm just.
And I think that probably I'm just looking at the rest of the squad. I think that Tad Bergeron, our calculating and analytical contact marine, is doing exactly the same. Because he thinks he might have he might have a fighting chance of getting that space elevator to work as well. And I think Marshall Burroughs feels entirely out of his depth, leaving the LT torn between whether he should follow Wynne, stay with the majority of the squad who are retreating back down the corridor to the elevator. Ray, you're making your way to that way out, aren't you? To try and make it secure?
At this point, I've realized I'm not getting across. There's not a way of crossing this base minefield of eggs. So I'm taking up the rear of this retreat.
Okay. So anything that comes through that big door into the corridor to the space elevator, you're there going.
It'll be taking a new breath out of its forehead. Yes.
Okay. Cut to Wynne and Tam as all hell is breaking loose behind you, Tam. Wynne, you're in a corridor, and it looks like this was more administrative space. You can see there's a checkpoint, you know, just a little console just up there, which obviously used to have a Marine on duty or somebody on duty. And then you come to a T-junction. Do you want to go left or right?
Let's.
Left seems to go to another corridor. Right seems to go to a space.
Space. Let's go right towards the space, because it looks like at least a dead end, so we won't have to search further if it's a dead nothing.
Okay. It opens into a med lab. There's a diagnostic bed in the middle. Lots of kind of shelving and stuff around the side. By the time you get to this corner, the alien excretions have died out. Tam, what are you doing when Wynne gets to this med lab? You go in with him, or
Yeah, I sweep and cover, and then I'm also looking for, like, is there other armament? I've used my last grenade. It's all hell's going on, breaking loose there.
There is a basic move called search a location.
That sounds wise. We're searching this location, so I should search the location.
You're looking for stuff that is going to be deadly, aren't you?
Yes.
So deadly would count as an expertise for this. So you get to roll white dice, orange dice, green dice if you'd like it.
Sure. 5 on the expertise. My stress is lower than my current stress
4
level.
or 5. The GM will tell you who or what you find, or tells you to roll a d6 for something useful. I'm going to say that you find a dead Marine and their equipment. What do you want to loot from the body?
Oh, I know we only have so long, but I would love for them to have a motion tracker,
Yes,
and any grenades.
absolutely. Well, you can have one or the other.
Oh,
Do you want a
son of
motion
gun.
tracker or the grenades?
Motion tracker. I'm going for the aesthetic over the
Fine.
utility.
Fine.
You root through the vest. You don't find it. You pull out the grenade thing. And it's like fuck, and then like he topples over, and a motion tracker drops out of his hand. Right, like.
There's a Marine and there are 3 dead Borgia scientists here.
Mm-hmm.
But it is not clear what killed them.
I would like to. Well, I could either search the room looking for information, but I noticed that you can spend 1 info at any time to discover some information without rolling to investigate.
Yeah.
So I would like to discover, it could be through the medical logs here, it could be the data pad or something in one of their pockets, notes, physical notes, because we're in the alien universe, right? But maybe there's like files of CFAC, the old paper printout. But, something of importance about the nature of Borgias, their experiments, and so on.
Do you want information or artifacts?
An artifact is in like something that I would bring back with me.
Yes.
Or yeah. Yes, because we're right down to the last half hour, so I need to find the thing that lets me get out of here. So yeah,
Okay.
An artifact. Yeah.
Okay. But you're searching around, and there's a freezer unit in the wall, and in there are 2. They look like vases, black, about so high, slightly belled at the bottom, and this freezer is marked with biohazard.
Yeah, Wynne's going to, while Tam's rooting around the body, he glances down at the Borgias, and then he, traces his hand over this thing, and he says, "We found it. We found it, Tam. We can go. We can get out of here. Come on, Marine."
Stows this in his knapsack or whatever.
Well, there's like a big, because it's a med bay, right? Like a big sort of first like doctor's bag, kind of like over the shoulder duffel bag sort of style thing, and I slip it into that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that probably requires me to drop some gear to carry it, because it's
it's gonna add 1 to your load because it's convenient, but it's just heavy.
Cool. I'll ditch some stuff.
Okay.
You see him like drop stuff as he starts to pick it up. I'll get my way down to the right gear.
And Tam, you've got the motion tracker, and you switch it on, and there's a kind of beep, 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 beep. There's something back the way you came to this space.
Some one thing?
One thing.
How quickly is it moving?
Very.
Hey, something our way. Bogey.
And as you're stood in the door, facing back the way you came, and round the corner on the wall comes this scurrying creature.
Scurrying beige creature?
Yes.
Okay, That's what.
Yeah, rather than one of those creatures. Yeah.
Yeah, just making sure. The hand gestures tip me off well, but I wanted to make sure. Yes. Yeah, I will unload on that thing. It is
Fine.
not
Let's
getting.
have you roll to confront it. White, orange, grey, and green if you want it. No
I
risk as
definitely.
yet.
Oh well, if there's no risk, then I'm definitely rolling the stress. Here we go. 5 on the stress, so stress goes up, and that is the highest die as
Stress
well.
goes up by 1, but you blow it apart, and the spatter of acid, but no problem for you. And another beep, 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 beep coming the way you.
When
Okay.
there's more, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Cut to Ray backing up the corridor as any surviving face hugger is now flowing out of that chamber. But just in the flashing light, Ray, you can also see xenomorphs dropping to the ground back in that chamber.
Right.
So a first wave of face huggers, and then what looks to be several xenomorphs.
So how far have we backed up? Are we on this map that we have?
You're
yet?
back on the map. Yes.
Okay. So on the map, we are probably.
Bergeron has run behind you to get back to the elevator.
So it's loading dock number 3.
Yes.
Right.
And he's busily trying to work out if he can get in there.
So I think the door at
just on the edge of the map, you
junction,
can see.
Yeah, that I'm gonna just. I think at this point there's no screwing about. I think I'm just gonna shoot the damn thing and hope.
Are you? Sorry.
Get this door shut.
Try and shoot. So I need to know. You're using machines to try and crank this thing closed.
I'm trying to get this thing closed. But...
Fine. Let's have you roll machines then. So white dice, orange dice, stress dice if you'd like it. Everybody else is falling back, leaving Ray at the door, where he is using the hand crank.
Oh, right.
To crank this shut.
These die are just continuously rolling. Okay, 5 in stress, 4 in.
Guess what? Stress goes up by 1.
I'm at max stress now.
Oh, are you? Have you filled the entire track?
I am all the way.
No, you're at 5. So you haven't. Are you just marking the 6?
Oh, I'm just marking this now. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
I am now max. I'm at 6.
How do you want to go down? Because before that door closes, you get it closed, but before that, you have 1 action left.
I don't have any explosives, do I?
Not that I know of.
Back. Do I slide my smart gun across and then I'm dragged under the door and it shuts
right, so that
me, providing some sort of heavy weapon if necessary.
Fine. So you leave the heavy weapon and what? You stand there in the gap as it closes behind you with your combat knife out.
Mm-hmm. Going down fighting as I lived.
So there is a heavy machine gun lying in the corridor. Doc, Rory, I'm going to assume at this point that you become our tech.
Comtech Marine.
Yeah, because that's the only other hope of getting this space to work. So I'm going to, let's assume he's currently the tech. I'm going to say that he used to be an engineer, and that gives you 4 expertise to pick among, 1 from each row, and a final expertise of your choice. And this is
where would I find
Bergeron.
Character Gen, or where is this?
He's a male. He's analytical and calculating.
Where do I pick these?
Oh, sorry. So if you go all the way on the character keeper beyond Wynne, I've now just added.
Yes. Right,
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So make a selection of Comtech or analysis, machines or Comtech. Doc, you look back. It's your point of view that saw Mercer giving his life to hold off for a bit longer. but you saw him throw the heavy machine gun up the corridor. Do you go back and retrieve it?
No,
No,
I think
fine.
that we are. It's just time to retreat.
Tam, cut back to you. We see you leading the way back towards the main chamber. Just picking off facehuggers as they scurry up the wall towards you. And you get to the threshold, and you can see, 4 fully grown xenomorphs heading up towards the space elevator, and a whole kind of small pool of facehuggers looking for a target.
Shit. We gotta book it, Wynne.
There's no way we're getting through those. The other way, back down the corridors, because it was the other set of corridors we didn't go through, right?
There were 4 very large doors
Yeah.
in the opposite wall. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, there was also on the way down to the med labs, there was another junction we didn't go
Oh,
down.
there was. Yeah.
Which now
I will remind you, you can always spend info to find a way out of this scene to the next one by a non-obvious route.
Yeah, I don't have any info, but I noticed someone sitting on a small mountain of it.
Mountain? That is a bit generous, but yes, for the amount of time we have left, it seems like a lot. I will spend an info for a non-obvious way for us to exit this scene.
Just above the threshold of the door you've come to, just above is a duct. And all you have to do is to tell me where you want that duct to emerge within reason. Back near the space elevator, up on the next level, you tell me.
Oh, I love next level, but what do you think, Wynne? It's me and you at this point. Where do you want to end up?
I think the question is, do we want to end up, where the rest of the squad is supposedly going to, or do we want to book it onto a dropship and leave them to their fate?
I think book it on a dropship and leave them to their fate. It seems like where we're angled.
Yeah.
So that's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are going to re-emerge on sublevel 2 shortly, and then we'll see where that takes you. Bergeron, you've been working on the space elevator. This is white dice, orange dice, stress dice if you need it, but I think that it would be logical for Bergeron to have
already some
diagnostic unit, which if you burn one of its power points, you could get the bonus dice as well.
Indeed, I will. And
so you've got at least 3 dice, 4 if you want it.
Let's do stress. I'm already relatively low stress.
Yeah, Bergeron's been, he hasn't had a line yet.
He's been hanging back. He's been hiding behind Mercer. Goddamn hero. So that is a 5 in stress, 2 in expertise, 4.
Fine. Stress goes up by 1, but the door opens. Now the car here is a 2 level. This is the cargo compartment. There is a spiral staircase up to the passenger compartment, and above that there is a spiral staircase to the crew compartment. Yeah.
Okay. Well, but is all of it pressurized?
All of it's pressurized. That's fine.
Okay. Cool.
But clearly the cargo area has been hurriedly kind of loaded. There's all kinds of crates and devices and stuff that has not been loaded very well. It was clearly done in a hurry. Yeah. What cut back to Tam Volk, who we see you kicking out a grill in the ceiling maybe, and dropping down onto sublevel 2. And on sublevel 2, I think I'm going to place you adjacent to the passenger deck of the space elevator car, if you can get in. Or do you want to keep looking for that dropship?
Wynne, where's the dropship? You know?
Another level up. Uh, Wait, will the UPP, do we trust the space elevator or do we take the dropship? Do we trust the space elevator or do we take the drop? And you see him like thinking hard about this. And then you know what? He just says like, fuck it. For all we know, they're all dust up there anyways. And he's gonna try and open up the passenger deck of the space elevator.
Okay. Cut down to the cargo space of the elevator. The rest of the squad, such as it is, are crowding on. But this stuff, it's packed, it's packed to the ceiling, and it's a big, and you have to work your way between the containers that have been loaded, the stuff's being loaded on here. Bergeron, I'm going to put you in the lead because you were first in. And the LT's behind saying, come on, Bergeron, get everybody aboard. Oh no, you have to stay by the door because you have to close it afterwards. So everybody else is loading in. Doc, you come in last, then Bergeron has to kind of seal the door. Meanwhile, up top, Wynne, Comtech. Can you hack your way in?
I do have Comtech.
You do. White dice, orange dice.
Yeah, white die, orange dice, and I'll roll my stress die because why not?
Because how could things get any worse?
That's a 3 on the normal dice.
Oh, wow. So I'll mark danger on hunt. Ooh, what does that allow me to do? The hive recognizes threats. When you mark danger, a number of warriors equal to the number of PCs in the scene appear. Ooh, right. Okay. So you hack it open, but as Tam is looking back down the corridor away from the elevator, Tam, you can see 2 of these adult xenomorphs heading towards you. And of course, bing, 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 bing,
yeah.
bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, swing up and confront them. We're definitely not playing patty cake.
No, we're not. I can't remember if the M41 or whatever it is can do long AP. It's a short burst, so you target one, then target the other.
Yep.
So target one. Let's have you roll to confront it.
Okay.
And Wynne, what are you going to
do? Stumble into the passenger thing and probably like as the doors open, and I am gonna like place the kneel and with the pulse rifle to turn around and cover but I imagine I'm probably busy getting in here at the moment.
I think you are. So yeah. Tam, let's have you roll white dice, orange dice, deadly dice, the bonus. Green if you want it. No risk yet.
Okay. Woo, got a 6 on the stress and a 6 on the white die.
So stress goes up by 1. Now this allows you to inflict more damage on one or to hit the second one as well.
I'll hit the second one as well.
Okay. So both of them take some damage. Based on your experience, just let me remind you, based on your experience of taking down the one in the club, you're going to need to put more than 1 stress on either one of these to take it out. So I just want to make sure you're happy splitting fire rather than concentrating.
That is a fair point. I will concentrate to take 1 down.
Okay. It's a 6, so you get to do extra damage. That would be the best outcome, I think. You mark info. Stress has already gone up, so that's okay. Wynne, you're now cross the threshold facing back as the second xenomorph. The first one was held back a bit by that incoming fire. The second xenomorph is now moving along the ceiling towards you. Looks like it's going to try and get over Tam at you. What do you do, Wynne?
Yeah, over Tam at me, and I'm standing in the passenger compartment of the vehicle when we've got 20 minutes left to go, and there's that really pleasing looking emergency seal button right next to me on the door. Shit. Is Wynne ride or die with Tam? Or no, it's a silly answer. Of course, Wynne slams the button. and seals the passenger deck behind him.
Now, Tam, you have deadly and fitness. You can act before the aliens. When you hear the door begin to close behind you, what do you do?
Okay.
Flee for
Just
your
so
life, for instance.
It went over me.
It's gone up to the ceiling and it's aiming to go over you and get to the doors. And the
and he's
doors are now
closing the door behind me.
behind you.
Okay. And there's no way I can get through the door?
Flee for your life because you've got fitness and deadly.
That seems like the smart option.
There is risk, inevitably, but flee for your life is always a way to get out of a scene. Yeah? So
Sure.
white dice, the expertise of fitness counts.
Actually, can I spend info to find a way out of the current scene that is, or find shelter that's secure?
That would leave you. The only way in there is to roll the dice, I think.
Okay.
I think you could find shelter out here.
You could flee to go find that dropship on your own, I guess. That's the other alternative one, isn't it? That I seal you out and you make your own.
No, because of the deadly and fitness, I'm allowing Tam to get to the chance.
No, I know. Yeah, those are the two options, right?
So
like run on,
flee for your life, Tam, and then we'll worry about where you go.
Okay. Flee for my life.
White, orange, green if you want it. But this time there are 2 danger risk dice in play because those aliens got closer.
If I get a 6th stress, I'm done for, correct?
You are. You have
Here we
room
go.
for 1 potentially heroic act.
Okay.
And that's your lot.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. I am rolling the stress die. Okay. I got a 6 on the white die.
Oh, get in.
5 on the risk, and a 5 on the stress.
So on a 6, you succeed brilliantly. What's the extra benefit? You get into the passenger compartment. The doors close behind you. You successfully flee. But what's the extra benefit you want?
Gosh, I don't know
Boom.
what will be better than that.
Grenade launcher.
Fucking Wynne.
Actually, Tam isn't mad at Wynne. That was a smart call. But so yeah, maybe there are weapons here in the passenger. No, that's kind of boring. I don't know what's a benefit.
Pull off another incredible grenade shot through the closing doors.
I don't have any grenades.
No, damn. So no, I mean there may not be an extra benefit.
It's I don't know. The extra benefit could be a clear path to the crew deck. Or like she's not even slowed down as she runs through that door, pushes past Wynne.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
You just go right past Wynne, and you go, "What are you waiting for?"
Come on.
And the door shut behind you, and you're already on the crew deck.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Thank you.
At the point where the LT appears on the passenger deck from below, Wynne, what do you do?
I just yell, "Good work, BB!" as I sprint up the stairs.
And the crew, the entire squad is up on the passenger deck, and anyone with vehicles? Oh no, we left our vehicle experts to hold off a wall of facehuggers.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Do we not have a machinery? Is our tech marine not a machinery?
I'm Comtech.
Oh, he is. Comtech Marine is Comtech and machines. So take your pick. Can you drive? Can you operate a space elevator? Because it's still operating.
I'm sure it's
Let's find out.
It's on a tether. It's just a ding, isn't it? Just a wee button.
Well, let's see what happens. White dice, orange dice, green dice if you want it, and you have a data pad which will give you, how to operate a space elevator.
Space elevator instruction manual.
You can have the bonus dice as well.
Go on then.
Yeah, and you are rolling to flee the scene.
Right, 1 expertise, 5 bonus, 6 on the white.
6.
Roll green.
That's okay then. So 6 is perfect result. You are
Hey.
heading up. Yeah. And you come through the storm cover, this rattling as you go through the storm cover. And then you're up out of atmosphere, and you can still see off in the distance the sparks as there are ships exchanging fire up there. Doc, how are you celebrating?
Just didn't think he was going to make it. And yeah, just sort of, I think with the rest of the team, just everybody's cheering. Yeah, you got it.
And then then comms comes down. This is the cruiser Nemerant. We're about to depart, undock from the top of the elevator. You're our last call. And that, I think, is where we fade to black. But we don't fade to black. We fade downwards from the crew deck to the passenger deck to the cargo deck. And round the side of one of the canisters, we see 4 legs. Roll credits. Epilogue. Tam. How do you see this playing out for Tam?
I am not sure if Wynne and Tam got to the drop ship. What do you think,
No,
Will?
I thought you got into the passenger level of the space elevator.
Okay, so we did. So we.
Yeah, so you're
got to the
yeah,
passenger
you're in
le-
orbit,
okay.
man. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I was not sure. A little confused there.
What's our last look at Tam in this? Is it immediately or some distance in the future, perhaps?
I think it's immediate. She's looking out of a port view at the planet as it gets smaller. And she lights up her cigarette.
Oh, you light your cigarette up just as like a huge explosion goes off silently on the surface, right? Like,
Doc, what about you? Do we see you celebrating here, or do you want to reserve it until we get a bit further into the future?
Yeah, I think reserve it into the future. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
What about Rory? What about Bergeron? Do we see Bergeron celebrating now, or
we know nothing about his character, so
we know nothing at all. So he's a blank
So
sheet.
he's
Calculating and analytical.
He was secretly raised some the whole. No, I'm joking.
he looks longingly at the Polaroid of him and Ray Mcer on their last shore leave.
Half of it like a locket. He just has half of it.
Oh yes,
Best friends.
Yes, that's gorgeous. Yeah, I like that. Wynne, do you want to tell us what happens now, or do you want to go forward a bit?
I think that we see the crew, the cargo elevator docking, with the squad of Marines hustling them forwards onto the cruiser, and the cargo, all the doors like aligning with the cargo bay, the passenger bay, the whatever, right? And they all open up simultaneously. And eagle-eyed viewers might watch a little something scuttle along the bottom of the screen on the cargo bay door as the cruiser takes on the last bits, but we just see Wynne, approach like one of the officers and just say, Wayland Yutani, code 045 Sigma. You get that to your commanding officer now.
Yes, sir. He marches away.
And he's clutching that bag, like tightly to his chest. And he just looks around and you see him like for a second just relax and smile.
Doc, final look at Doc.
I had been imagining that it's just sort of a repeat of the dialogue. It was when the first scene with Tam, except it's a different face. How do you think this is gonna end? They always fuck us over on these. You know what I mean? It's just sort of another assignment, another day in the life of the Marines.
Yeah. And then I think, 14 days later. We're getting that kind of view down the corridors of the ship, and we follow the corridors of the ship, and we get to the cold sleep chamber, and there we see each of you in cold sleep. And Wynne is in cold sleep with this thing wrapped in there with him. And then drops onto
just the drips of saliva.
Drops onto Wynne's sleep chamber. And that we really do roll credits. Okay, that is our game, I think. A quick stars, roses and thorns, if that's okay with you. Ro, any roses, any thorns, any good things, anything that you would like to have done better, or would have made it better for you?
I genuinely cannot think of a way that could have gone better. I think Ray got a really good, that's kind of how I envisioned him going out, is protecting the squad. It's kind of the whole idea.
Yeah, that's certainly a star for me.
That's just that came full circle. That was really good.
Okay.
And honestly, I can't think of any. I mean, it would have been class to overload the reactor, but it didn't come naturally. It didn't flow very well. So
yeah, who knows what the UPP are going to do with that site?
Exactly.
Rich, any roses, any thorns?
Roses, it was good. I had a good time. I think you adapted the module well. I appreciated having the layout, even though I ended up still getting confused a couple times as to where we are. That's not really your fault. That's just how I roll. When I'm not the GM, I'm usually confused. So, thorns, I've realized having a character named Ray and a character named Reyes really.
Oh, that's my fault.
It happened multiple times where I'm like, wait, which character is doing the thing? And I was really, I think if we just started calling him Mercer, I think that would have cleared that up. That was a very little thing. And then the other, not a thorn as much as, gosh, I wish we'd had deaths earlier in this session.
Right.
Because the new character creation is so quick, and it also might have given us a chance to get to know a little bit about Bergeron. So, but I wouldn't change how Mercer went out. I just feel like everything was punched into that last 15 minutes, and I would have loved a quicker
erosion.
But yeah. But also, you don't want to just arbitrarily kill a dude either. So we did roll really well. I think the mechanics worked against that, but from a thematic, I was expecting I'd come in and Volk would be down early on, and the dice just didn't want that to happen. So
kept successfully managing that stress.
Yeah, it's a neat set of stress management stuff, although all of your stress management makes things worse, which amuses me.
Yeah.
It's appropriate for a two-shot.
But in fairness, you always get to lose a stress. I mean...
It's true. You are managing the stress.
You are managing the stress at a cost. Ed, any roses, any thoughts?
I'm going to repeat a lot of the points that were already made. Roses with... This strikes me as, this just the story itself strikes me as a very sort of tactical game. It lends itself to sort of the miniatures on the table, and amazing job turning this into, just sort of a very narrative, a very sort of story first version of that. So that, amazing job on that. And then just the only thorn, I don't even know if it's a thorn, frankly, but it feels like a third game, or maybe even it gets to Rich's point, just the deaths didn't come fast enough, or just sort of those shocking moments couldn't come fast enough to really lean into that part of it.
Fair point.
But it's just trying to compact this into two chapters. That's
tough. I mean, it's for a long time I only used to run these games as one shots.
Wow.
And then Will convinced me that they could do a 2-shot, and now I think they could probably do a 4-shot. And but
but on that point, I think that is absolutely right. The pacing in our first session was it was going to be a longer campaign, and then it was this one. We were like, oh, this is a 2-shot. We gotta get this moving.
Yeah. Yeah,
And in
yeah.
fairness, we did roll incredibly well on the last
You
one, so everything
did, you
kind of just went.
did, you did.
Everyone started rolling really well after I died, after Ray died.
Will, any roses, any thorns?
Yeah, I really liked it. Reminded me of the Dark Horse comics with the Colonial Marines in. And it's always fun playing the corporate exec. I never really had to like show him shooting at things or doing anything. He was just always running around with a pulse rifle, looking like he could kick some ass, but never did anything but run because we were surrounded by
Well,
Tam mainly, who just took care
because
of
Tam
everything.
is a killing machine on the
It is,
basis of
yeah.
these dice
Now I
rolls.
feel bad. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No. It was great. It was perfect. I just and I enjoyed having, it was perfect to have like the button to press at the end, on top of the sacrifice and all that. I loved all the finales that we had, the last moments. I really enjoyed Doc's, circle back to the start of the whole thing. That was great.
Just another day in the Marines.
Yeah, the only way I can think to make encounters deadlier in a two-part would be to have to quickly escalate to the warriors, just put more risk
Yeah,
on the table, more
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I would say
And
that probably for this sort of scenario, I think this is a bigger scenario than some of the ones they've got, like for the Alien RPG. But I think if you did like a three-parter, it would have had more. You could have had some of the NPCs. We'd have had space for them, like
yeah,
an
yeah.
info dumpy stuff. But like you say, you could run it as a 4-shot. But I would say like a 3-shot with a 4th in the calendar as a maybe we need
fallback.
to as a fallback. Yeah, buffer. Or like a one-shot sequel if you really wanted to do, right?
Well,
As we escape the
yeah.
ship.
I mean, I have to say, in part, it's a 2-shot because I put a second 2-shot on in the second half of the month. And I am thinking for that one of starting with passive already fully marked.
Yeah.
To accelerate.
Go for it. Yeah.
Because that after last time I thought about it, I didn't quite have the balls to do it, but there you go.
So it's much more aliens than Alien. So it goes straight into action instead of all the suspense.
Yes, exactly. Stars from me, thank you. That felt like a Marine squad under pressure. That felt like, I love the self-sacrifice. I love the cynical press the button. I love Tam, leaping backwards through the door and thinking, smart call by Wynne. When we, the audience, know the motive that's driving that. And I loved, Ed, the degree to which you kept saying to me, I think I should roll the stress dice.
That was hilarious.
Doc is our tortured character in this one, isn't he? So yeah, great characters, great interactions, nice little vignettes and scenes between you. Great joy to run for you all. Hope to do it again sometime soon. So with that, I will stop the recording.